all in all, this is a really good radio. I am very impressed.
Amateur radio and GMRS too.
Hey guys, this is Joe Tech from Amateur Radio and GMRS, and today we're going to test 8 radios on a spectrum analyzer and test to see if there are any spurs or noise coming from these radios. We have the RIGOL DSA-832E Spectrum Analyzer, sponsored by RIGOL. They have sent me this product absolutely free, and we're using it for this task. If you're interested in this product after the video or even during the video, it'll be in the link in the description below. It is a very pricey and very professional piece of equipment. It's not a tiny SA. Also, from cleanrf.com, we are using the attenuator, putting it onto this device as well, so we have a clean signal and we're not overloading the device. Even though this has a built-in attenuator up to 30 dB, we're going to be adding this anyway, just to play it safe. And after the fact, I have a device here that's also going to test how sensitive each radio is as well. So this produces an 800 Hertz tone, and I'm transmitting it at 144.520 megahertz, and it goes negative 132 dB, and it goes all the way up to negative 70 dB. So we should be pretty much rocking and rolling in terms of how sensitive these radios are. So let's go over the radios that we'll be testing today. So we're doing the RT-730 Radtel. We're doing the Radtel RT-950. We're doing the BFF8 HP Pro Baofeng. We're doing the UV5R Mini. We're doing the Baofeng 17R. We're doing the DM-32UV Baofeng. We're doing the GS-10B Radioddity. And we're doing the Yaesu FT5DR. And those are the radios that we're going to test. So, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, now we're going to be testing the UV-17R. Now, I'm not going to do hold on this, okay, because I'm going to do a clear right. So the trace type that we're going to do is clear right. And there's a reason for this, because this is actually very interesting. Now I'm going to press the transmit on this and watch what happens to the signal. It is dirty as crap, but watch what happens when you leave it depressed. It actually cleans up as you continue. So fundamental, second harmonic, third, fourth, fifth. And now we're going to change the type to max hold. And now I'm going to let go. Now we are transmitting on high power, by the way, not low power. And what's really disturbing about this radio is that the second harmonic is actually louder than the fundamental frequency. This is not by much, very little. Gotta look carefully. I will show this on the screen for you so you actually can see it better than the video here. This is actually a unique situation here because the second harmonic is louder than the fundamental frequency. What's negative about having all these different harmonics is that it's not, all of the power is not being sent out on the primary frequency. Some of the decibels or some of the RF output is being transferred to the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. So the more harmonics you have, the less power is going out on the primary frequency. Is being divided by 5. Okay, so whatever the output is, all that would be pushed into the primary output instead if it was a better radio, better, cleaner radio. So this has 5 harmonics, of which most of them are all the same same power output. This is crazy. The dB on the second harmonic and the fourth harmonic are louder than the fundamental. So let's just take a look. So let's look at the fundamental frequency. So we're at 144. Now remember, even though it's saying 144, it is 144.520. Since we are going from 0 hertz to 800 with a center frequency of 400, is that we can't get into grave detail because of the large swath of data we're getting to zoom in on the fundamental frequency. So it's showing 144. If I zoomed into that one point, eventually it'll show 144.520. Just letting you know. So the second harmonic should be 288, and 288 plus 144, and so on, going down the line in terms of each one of these harmonics. So 144. So let's go to marker number 2. We're going to set this to normal, and we're going to go to marker, and it says 288 on the nose. So let's go to marker number 3. And this will be 288 plus 144. There we go. Now we go to number 4. Come on, baby. 577.333. And then the last one, the fifth harmonic, is 721.333. And we're pushing out about 35 dB at 721.3333. Oh my God, that's crazy. That's ridiculous. So this is a very, I mean, granted it would be out of band in terms of the antenna, so it would be diminished substantially more because of the frequency where it is on the fifth harmonic. So we're not going to really worry about it too much. However, the fourth harmonic is at 577, which is also out of band, because usually it goes to 520, right? So with this scenario here, the fourth and fifth harmonic are out of band on the antenna, so they shouldn't produce any harmful, unless you're right on top of it, interference. The third harmonic, however, let's go back to the 3, which is 433, which is in band. And is, let me just exit out of this so you can see the graph better. So as you could see, it's, you know, it's pretty close in terms of audio, in terms of output. It's just, I'm beating this to death, but this is kind of, the first radio is the educational, and then we're going to move forward to all the other radios. And you'll get a better understanding of what this one does. And then when we go to the next 7, it'll make more sense. Fair? Let's continue. So now we're going to be trying to find out how sensitive this radio is. So now we're going to do this. We were going to do this at the end, but I decided to.
Welcome. Frequency mode.
So let me
Menu.
turn the squelch to nothing.
Squelch.
To 0.
Confirm.
So now, so what we want to do is we want to hear this, but face it towards you. So let me show you what it's supposed to sound like. So we're starting to hear it. So I'm going to lower it. So that's clear. Right, you can hear the tone. So we bring it all the way down until we just about can't hear it. Like 119. I can still hear it. Slightly. I'm not sure if you can hear it on camera, but you can just barely hear the tone. 120. 115, 116, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, it's gone. So this negative 120 dB, that's pretty good. Actually, that's actually very, very good. That's impressive. Wow, it's got good ears. Negative 119 dB for listening. Okay. Wow. Just wish it wasn't as dirty. That's crazy. All right, off to the next radio. So let's turn this thing on. So we are 144, and we want to do clear. Let's do clear right. Here we go. Wow. What? Oh, look at that. Now that is awesome. Let's do max hold. Holy crap. Holy crap. I'm actually at a loss for words. RT-950 is a really clean radio, and all of its power is going out to the fundamental frequency, which is what it's supposed to do. It's unbelievable. Incredible, incredible radio. I take back what I've said in the past. Oh my God. This is a fantastic radio. So let's see how, well, we're going to see how good the ears are to receive. Okay, so this is on. So we're going to turn the squelch off. Squelch off.
Confirm.
Perfect. Let's just lower that for now until we get it on. Wow, we can still hear it from the last radio. Listen to that. So let's just bring this down. Well, it's kind of iffy. Let's bring this all the way down to negative, so it's full loudness. You can hear that. Clear as there. To move the radio over by the microphone. Here we go. Wow. I still hear it. 127. .126 dB. Wow. Oh my God. 126 dB. That is insanely incredible. 126. Wow. I am blown away on the, it's almost maxing out the meter. Negative 132. Wow, this is, transmission is super clean. The ears on this are super sensitive. That is impressive. I mean, I did bash the radio because of of some of the things, but all in all, this is a really, really good radio. I am very impressed. I am very impressed. This radio has lots of capabilities. Lots of capabilities. One of the capabilities that I'm not a big fan of, which is no, you know what, I'm saying that I'm not a big fan of, it's useless in HTs, a repeater. There's no need for a repeater in an HT. Where's it going to go? It's not full duty. I mean, it does crossband repeats, so going in one frequency and out another. I mean, come on. That's a great way to blow the radio up. However, if you put this on low power and put it on a high dB gain antenna, the duty might be 50% or a little higher. But I don't know if I would want to use an HT for a repeater. How high? You got to go pretty high. You got to throw this radio over a branch, connect an antenna on it that's somewhere else. I don't know. Interesting, but again, another useless thing. So we got that. This is good. On to the next radio. All right, what are we going to do next? We're going to do the Radtel. That's done. Let's do the... Yeah, let's do the Radtel RT-730. We already did it on the last video, but we're making it official. So let's clear this out. We're on the frequency, and let's let her rip. Here we go. Interesting. So we've figured, you know, we know what's good and what's bad. But again, the argument is that it's a low power, noisy radio. Like, what will really be affected by this radio? Like, the second harmonic it's pretty bad. You know what I mean? Hang on a second. Marker. So the second frequency, the first harmonic after the fundamental frequency, they're so close in amplitude, like in terms of how much power is being sent to all the other harmonics. They should really take all that energy and focus it on the fundamental frequency, and the radio would do so much better, so much more output power. It's being spread across the other harmonics, which is bad. So this is technically illegal to transmit in the United States. It's supposed to be negative 40 dB, and it's nowhere near that. That's so close. It should be like where number 3 is. I don't know. Again, we're just checking this stuff out. That's all we're doing. This is just, you know, now we're just gonna, instead of beating everything, we're trying to speed this video up. It's going too slow. But I'm just trying to we gotta write this picture. So, now we'll see how sensitive this is. Just gonna continue. Okay, so we don't hear anything. So I'm gonna stick this there so you can hear it. And let's actually, it's not as bad. It's not that bad. Negative 124 dB. Not as sensitive as the RT-950. The RT-950 is impressive. This is negative 124. Well, it's still respectful. but not as sensitive as the RT-950. Off to the next radio. Let's do the UV5R Mini. And then I have a surprise for you. 144/520. And we're gonna let it rip. See what we get. We're not doing max hold. There you go. Hang on. Max hold and hold it there. Ready? Here we go. Now that is impressive. It's still the fundamental frequency is really high. That's awesome. And then the first harmonic, second harmonic, maybe that's probably why there's only 4 traces on this. So anyway, the first harmonic is really low. It's at under -60. Now remember, we're at -90. It's like the noise floor is really low. So this is great. So this is really good. I wish they would take some of these harmonics and kind of pull that energy into more of the fundamental frequency, but this is good. All right, this is respectful. If you look at the boxes, each box is 10 dB. So 10, 20, 30, 40. We're right on it. We're right at 40. This is the UV5R Mini is 100% legal for the United States. This is very, very good. Now the question is how sensitive is it for hearing? We got to check that out. All right, so let's see how sensitive this is. Oh, we got to open up the squelch. We can't forget that. So we're going to go to squelch, radio set, squelch. We can turn it off.
Confirm.
All right, so let's put this over here so you can hear it. I kind of hear it. Right? Kind of faintly hear it. I hear it, 125. That's actually pretty good. 125 dB for ears. That's not bad for this radio. This is incredible. This is very, very good. I'm impressed. Wow. Oh my God. 125 dB. That's impressive. I gotta... Wow. UV5R Mini. I have a link in the description below to purchase every radio that I'm testing here today. So you have it. So we're going to do the surprise next. So let's get to it. All right. So the surprise radio is a UV5R OG. This is the original radio. I've had this for years. This is 136 to 174, 400 to 520. I have so many of these radios, but this thing's ready to go. Okay, so we're good to go. So let's see. This is the original radio that started it all for Baofeng, and we're going to transmit. We're not going to hold. We're just going to clear right. Well, did you see that? There was a spur. Did you see that spur? All right, so let's do max hold. Perfect. So the fundal, this isn't bad. This is bad. This matches the UV5R Mini. Wow. I was not expecting this. So the fundamental frequency is just as good as the UV5R Mini. So this is impressive. This is nice. A good radio doesn't have harmonics. It's not supposed to. The whole idea is to transmit everything through the fundamental frequency, and that's it. Don't make anything. The radio needs to be a better radio, you know, the technology behind it. Let's see how sensitive this radio is. This on, and we turn the volume up. Wow, I actually hear it. I hear the tone. You hear it? That's where we left it. That's impressive. Negative 25 dB. Wow. Wow, this beats out the Radtel 950. I still hear it. But listen for the tone. 128 dB. Just so you hear it. $127. Wow. Oh my God. 127 dB. This is just as sensitive as the Radtel 950, the RT-950. Now that's impressive. For such an old radio, this thing still has incredible ears. Put it on the right antenna, you can actually put this probably on a base, be able to listen to a lot of things. That's awesome. That was a surprise. Wow. Holy crap. They're so... The UV5R Mini and the UV5R. Unbelievable. So let's do the Radioddity GS-10B. Like, I'd never even heard of it. It's a ham radio. Spectrum analyzer, we're ready to go there. We're on clear right for the first time. Turn this bad boy on. We're already ready to go. So we're going to transmit. See, just so you know, 144.520. And we transmit. Wow. Let's go max hold. Okay, so this is not good. It's actually really, again, we're just, the fundamental frequency is above negative 20 dB. We're probably at 18. Where are we? Hang on. Yeah, 1880. That's impressive. So the output of this is great. I just wish the first harmonic, second, third, and fourth, I'm looking at it as the fifth, because the fundamental frequency is the first one. Then the second frequency, that's technically the first harmonic of the fundamental, but we're splitting hairs here. So anyway, if you look, we're only about 22 dB from the fundamental frequency. So technically, this radio is illegal to transmit in the United States. So let's see how sensitive the GS-10B is. All right, so I don't know if you hear it. Yeah, this is not really, not sensitive at all. Oof. I think that's the weakest radio so far. 119 dB. That's not sensitive at all, so this won't be able to hear anything. Well, I mean, it'll hear stuff, but it's not as sensitive for like grabbing weak signals and stuff. Alright, so we're going to do the BFF8 HP Pro. Enough letters in that? Holy Christmas. We are 144.520 single VFO mode, which I like the best, and let's hit transmit. That can't be. It's the same output. Alright, let's do max hold. Okay, well that's a little bizarre. So, this radio is illegal to transmit in the United States too. But again, the argument is, will the, fundamental frequency between that and the harmonics, will they cause any interference? However, the second second notch, or the second frequency from the fundamental frequency, is really close to it's really close to the other. So let's go to 2. Negative 33 dB, and 1 is negative 18. Close. Oh, I'm sorry, it went up. Negative 8. Yeah, but it's got to be 40 dB separation, and there isn't. The third and the fourth and the fifth are at perfectly fine, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I love the radio, I do, but technically, if you want to, splitting hairs, it's not technically legal. It's got to be, the FCC says, 25 watts or less. It's got to fall in between a 40 dB gap between the fundamental frequency and the harmonics. The first one, the second one, whatever. Jesus. All right, so let's see if let's turn off the squelch. All right, so it looks like we have to change the frequency because I can't get, it won't open, the squelch won't open on VFO. So I guess that's a bug in the F8 HP Pro. I can't check to listen for the sensitivity. So we got to do it on a frequency that, and now I got to change this. Okay. Lower it down. Wow. Wow, that's actually pretty good. 127. That's actually very, very good. I'm impressed. 127. Negative 127 for ears for the F8 HP Pro. However, you can't open the squelch on VFO. Only in channel mode. That's weird. That's very, very bizarre. I'm not sure why that is. It's a decent radio. I just wish it was a little cleaner, because it is shocking on how, again, it can't be, it's illegal to transmit this in the United States. Offers a lot of power. It's a great radio. Has awesome ears. It just doesn't meet the minimum requirements by the FCC. Just saying. That's all all these tests are for, is just to confirm what, this is a high quality RIGOL spectrum analyzer. It's awesome. All right. All right, we got 2 radios left. We're going to do the Baofeng DM-32UV. And this is going to be an awesome radio test. I have a funny feeling. All right, here we go. Let's see what she does. I'm curious. Now that's a radio. That's a radio. Oh my God. Look at that. Holy crap. Let's go to max hold. Let's transmit again. That is insane. Now that is what we're looking for. This is a model radio for you people. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're actually at negative 40 dB difference between the fundamental frequency and the next harmonic. That's awesome. There's no third, there's no fourth, and I mean there is a little bit of a fourth, and there's no fifth. This is a model radio, people. This is what it should look like. This is impressive. Very, very impressive. Wow. Wow. Oh my God. Okay. We figured it out. Wow. We're at negative 127. And we heard it. You hear that? It's there. You can hear it. I can still hear it. It's still there. I'm at the maximum of this thing can go down. Negative 132 dB. It goes past that. It can't go past that. It's still there. Wow. This is the best radio ever. This has the best ears. This goes down to negative 132 dB. Holy crap, people. That's insane. That's the best I've ever seen in a radio. We went down to the lowest, negative 132 dB, and we still heard the tone. That's impressive. That is absolutely, absolutely, utterly impressive. So my device actually failed. This thing that creates the tone generator just died. So I can't even finish off at the frequency. This sucks. I don't know what happened. It just died. Anyway, I guess that's what happens. Things malfunction. Now I need to get another device. Hopefully that can replace it. Anyway, hopefully that this video was very educational and helpful in terms of determining what radios, what were the outputs of them, how much harmonics we had with the fundamental frequencies and whatnot. So I apologize that my device failed right at the end of the video creation. So I'm hoping to revisit this, but I need to get this video out there because there's a lot of good data here. So again, if you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
CQC calling out to you on amateur radio and GMRS2. From 462 to HF bands, making friends across the land. Keyed up, let your voice be heard. Yeah, this is CQ to the world.